Hi guys, today I want to talk about getting my temporary residency card. I just received it about 2 weeks ago, and the process took me about a total of about 3 months. So the first initial step is just going to the office. You can go online, you can try to find as much information as you can. However, if you do that, just make sure that the information that you are reading is current and relevant, because a lot of the information that I saw was from 2012. So the rules have changed, they have updated a lot of things, so just make sure that you check on the dates and make sure that it is still relevant. My best advice that I have for you is just to go to the office. It is very straightforward. The first thing that they do is they give you a piece of paper, and the piece of paper is like a checklist. So it doesn't get any more simple than that. It's a checklist, and she gives you like arrows, and she like underlines things, and she tells you exactly what to do. The people are like very friendly there. They are still strict because it is an immigration office. However, they do respect the fact that you're trying to do this the proper way, and if you're going to be here for the over the amount of time that's allowed to you, they do want to help you out as much as they can. So with that, everybody who comes into the country is issued a 180-day travel visa. So they do realize that you have 6 months to be here. So with that being said, I would recommend doing this process as early as possible. Again, if you don't plan on living here forever, if you do plan on being here for over the amount of time, whether it's just even a little bit, it's worth the time just to do it and get it done. And also, like I said, do it in a sufficient amount of time that you're not, racing at the end of the month. So with this checklist, it basically just gives you a link. So you go onto this website, and it's your application form. So you go onto this website, and I don't know if I looked at it, if it was in English or not. I filled mine out in Spanish. My husband's a native Spanish speaker, so I used Google Translate and my husband and got the application done, but they might have an option for English. I mean, it is for everybody, so they should have different languages. But if not, just Google Translate it wasn't that hard. And also here it tells you exactly the information that you're going to need when you go back to the office. So once you fill out your application form, you hit submit, and it goes into review. So once it's reviewing, it actually will give you another page to print off. So when you print off this page is your file number, and it gives you your information. So just make sure that the information is correct that you had provided, everything's spelled correct, and just hold on to this piece of paper, because once you receive another email telling you to go back to the office, you can track everything online as well. So it gives you a password, and you use your file number as your username, and it tells you all that anyway. So you can, like I said, you can track everything online. It also gives you the prices. So to process everything right now, as of 2017, it was 1,187 pesos. So just a couple $100s to process. And then when you actually go to pick up your card, which you wouldn't pay until a few months later, it is 3,715 pesos. So again, it's like a total of a few $100s. Definitely cheaper than for me to get a plane ticket to go back to Canada and then come back here, or to go to a different country and come back here. So that's your first step, and your first step is to basically find the office as well. So I'm pretty sure you can go online and find the offices. We had friends show us where it was, because we just had absolutely no idea. Sometimes people get a little bit overwhelmed, and your first thing to do is to think that you need to hire some type of a lawyer or something. But I did it all by myself, and I am the type of person where, if I can get a little bit of extra help, I will. But in this situation, I wanted to do it all by myself. So yeah, honestly, if I can do it, anybody can really do it. So anyways, after you've applied for it, it's just basically a waiting game. So all you do is you just keep receiving emails. So I think I went back to the office a total of 3 times, and each time it was just basically just to give another bit of information. I think the time that you have put into doing this process, it really, I think that's more what they're looking for. Is they do have your information, but they want to make sure that you're in this country, and that everything, the purpose of being here is just to kind of live here, and your intentions aren't. For example, I'm married, so they wanted to make sure I go back with my husband after 2 months, and then I needed to go back there one time just to give a photocopy of my husband's passport. So it is, like I said, it's a lot of, it's a time process, and they also want to make sure that, you know, the situation that you're in when you first apply is going to be your situation the next year. After you've been here for 2 years, then you can apply to be a citizen, and then you can basically just like do, like, if you're married with somebody and then you're not married after 2 years anymore. I mean, that's, things happen, so, and they understand that. But they just want to make sure that, you know, if you do apply here to be married, that you are still in fact married with this person in the next like month or so, at least, to get this process done. So yeah, but in our situation, I mean, I came here to live with my boyfriend at the time. I don't work here right now, so there, like, I have zero other intention of being here except for being here with my husband. And again, when you apply for your application, or when you use your application, you do fill out a letter. Like, you do write a letter and explain why you're here, what you're going to be doing, what your intentions are. And mine was basically just like, I'm just here, like, living here with my husband. So then the last step is you get like, they give you an appointment. So I was thinking that I was coming to this appointment to pick up my card. So I just kind of had my information. We were just so exhausted from doing all the paperwork. And so I'm pretty sure all the stuff was actually in the car. And I mentioned to my husband, I was like, okay, well, we should probably get that information together. So I went out to the car and I got this and I started reading it, and it's in Spanish. And I was like asking him, like, okay, what does this mean? And he's just like, okay, so apparently we need to go and like fill out some like paperwork. So we had to go to the internet place at 11 o'clock that night, and I had to fill out a form, and this form is not like your name and your address and stuff like that. It's like your eye color, your hair color, like it's a whole entire like biography on yourself, which I had applied originally, but I guess this information is for the card. So, and then you also have to have like 2 pictures of yourself. Well, 2 pictures to submit, but you have to have 4 in total. So yeah, the place didn't open until the next morning at 8 o'clock. So first of all, we were like here till like midnight applying, like submitting this form. Then you print it off and you have to like give to them with your photos. So yeah, that was like where we kind of messed up there towards the end, because we were getting a little cocky at the end, and we were just like, so we just thought that the process was pretty much done. And then when we went, we gave that information, then I had to like give my fingerprints, and then they just told us to come back after 10 days to pick up our card. So I did, and I received it. So like I said, it's not hard. It's not like it's just your information. So it's not a hard process. You just have to have the time to do it, and make sure when you go to the place to like print stuff off, that you just like follow the checklist. And like I said, Google Translate is fine. You can use that. That's all I used. And yeah, so hopefully you guys don't have a hard time trying to get this information. If you guys have any questions, just like let me know in the comments, and I don't mind answering anything really. The reason I'm doing these vlogs is because I didn't have a lot of information to go by when I was originally coming here to live. If you guys have any questions, please just let me know, and I don't mind answering at all. And thank you guys so much for watching these videos.